to ARS, and
the best of the best with ARS.
Hey, we're striving to be that. And we are excited to share with you guys our topic for the day.
Well, listen, speaking of best of the best, we're just going to, I guess, kind of delve into, I guess, what we would consider, in the way of experience, the best of the experiences we've had with the Adilah's relocation services. But even though it ain't always peaches and cream, that's for sure, there's some challenges.
Yeah, we've had some really interesting but extremely frustrating projects that I just didn't even expect. I didn't even know to expect the caliber of these projects.
Yeah.
The most headache, challenging, frustrating one was our very first, and so far our only house that we have actually did a relocation for.
Now let me, as a disclaimer, it has nothing to do with the family. The family was absolutely beautiful, but the process, that's where the challenge comes in.
And again, this is our first house here in Kenya, and we just didn't know. We didn't know what happens when they're doing a renovation. And for them, renovation means what we would normally say flipping, or just getting the house back to move-in ready.
Rebuilding. They rebuilt the whole house.
Yeah. So, and this particular owner, amazing sister. Her intentions were pure, but when you're dealing with a new country, there's cultural differences even in the business aspect.
Very minute things, you find the differences, that you wouldn't expect. You really wouldn't expect, but we experience these things.
So in the business world, for us coming over, we like everything to be disclosed. We like all information up front. We like to know the process from A to Z for everything. So getting this client into this home, literally we thought we had 2 weeks. It wound up being 4 days. And most of that is because we didn't receive all the information on what was going to happen with this renovation.
The process.
This is the first project that actually had made me pray. Like made you pray, not just pray, made you pray. First project that had me in tears, had realized, I didn't know then that I had anxiety. This project had my nerves shot. And a lot of it is it's only because of the renovation. We're coming in, we're looking in the house at one day, and we're like, oh, we just need to paint. They're just gonna paint the walls, and they're finishing the floors. And this was a Thursday. You guys can come in on Sunday. Sunday we come, the walls.
Like they added more stuff to do. It's like, wait.
The walls were dug out. They literally was pulling the wiring out of the whole entire house. We're in the master suite, and as you can see, even in the walls, it looks like the house is crumbling. But what they're doing is they're changing out the wiring, the plumbing, the wiring, the tubing. They do a full renovation behind every tenant. So that's what they're doing in here. They just finished changing out the wiring, electrical wiring, and some of the plumbing. So you'll see these weird lines throughout the house. Like, it gave me a heart attack. Like, what are they doing? But this is what they do. If it's a good owner, they'll literally change everything that's important out of the house behind every tenant. And the previous tenant been here for almost 10 years. So it was time to update all the wiring and all the equipment here.
Which, I mean,
Which is great. They're going to replace the wires. The last tenant been there 10 years.
right.
So she wanted to have the wiring redone.
Which is a good thing.
It's a good thing. Then you're looking at the floors and you're like, you said the floors are going to be done Sunday. Well, if you're tearing up the walls, there's no way that the floors are done. And the floors, you literally can write your name in the amount of dust and concrete and sand that was on the floors. Forget about it. And then once we got through that process and we're like, okay, clients can come in, we're gonna just do X, Y, and Z. The owner tore up the sidewalk.
At the sidewalk.
The sidewalk.
How are we gonna walk
redone.
into the house?
Just totally, and mind you, we have a mama coming. And when we say mama, we mean anyone older than 65. We got a mama coming in, and she don't have no sidewalks. Just tore it up, and I'm like, that's when I started crying. That's when I was like, I can't take them. Why is she doing this? Sidewalks tore up. They wanted to redo the whole patio. She wanted to build gazebos in the yard because the yard is amazing.
The whole house is amazing. The house is amazing. The yard included. I mean, the layout, the structure of it, all of the possibilities. You know, your own, chicken coop.
The chicken area or the chicken coop. But I have a surprise for you. They left the swing set. Can you believe it?
Which was perfect for the client. Your own gardening and farm. It was just beautiful, 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 beautiful. The intentions, as you mentioned, were spot on. And it was actually our first time coming in contact with such a landlord or owner that put that much care, that much concern in making sure not only is the property up to par, but it met the specifications, it met the liking and approval of those that was going to move into it. So there was a lot of care. It's just the timing, and then it's just a lot of other things that kind of didn't allow for the process to be as smooth as we were used to.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that was the hardest one because that project didn't end on the move-in date. This project continued on for weeks after.
It was crazy.
I'm getting phone calls weeks after. The renovation is still going on for weeks after. Fortunately, though, we're learning that the client is well adjusted now.
Right.
Their family is happy. They are still in the house, and everything is going as planned.
So, it's important to be able to share, these things here, because, it's one thing, the challenges that, you're confronted with leaving from wherever you're leaving from, whether it's America, whether it's the UK, whether it's another African country, wherever it may be. Along with that, who's all involved in that relocating? If you have a family, so that could be a challenge in and of itself. Mm-hmm. When you're getting here, you're totally blind. You've never been here before, or you've never lived here before, and so these individuals you don't know directly. You know only by communication, by phone, email, text, whatever. And you want to make sure everything goes exactly right, because we know what it's like leaving from far away to a place that's a strange land. Things got to be right. So you can only imagine the anxiety.
The anxiety. And you have to also understand that when people come, they're bringing their traumas with them.
Everything.
Their traumas with them, and they bringing wherever they're coming from, if they have trust in people or they don't have trust in people. If they've had experiences happen from previous locations, all of that type of stuff comes with them. On top of it, they're just coming over from the States, and we say a lot of times we have American PTSD. So it's very scary. It's a very scary time. Relocating is extremely nerve-wracking, and you don't know who to turn to, how to do it. So it's very important that we're able to make this transition for our clients seamless. And when it doesn't, I'm losing sleep. I'm in the room crying and praying, and am I sure this is what we need to be doing? Second guessing God's work. So listen, it's better to have someone fighting for you on the other side than you coming in blind and falling into a whole new world that you have no clue about. So if you want to get more information, learn more about our services, let's get you in for a consultation at dealersrelocationservices@gmail.com. Send us a little email, let me know what you're interested in, and get ready for us to make magic for you.
And keep watching, because we will bring you in on the continuing process of relocating individuals here to Kenya, Nairobi, Mombasa, Kisumu, Kilifi, wherever it may be. But you got to hit that subscribe button. All right?